Hey! I'm editing this video with my shiny new tablet. Well, that's actually used, and I haven't actually bought it yet as I'm writing these words at 1 in the goddamn AM, but the very thought of having a great device to make this content with put me in a damn good mood for watching this week's SmackDown. So now that I'm all smiles and hopefully yelling at my new toy, let's take a look at how SmackDown was this week. Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan get together in the ring to talk about why Shane wants Owens and Zayn fired and why Bryan doesn't, and if you thought it was gonna get harder than that perhaps something would continue to brew between the two, well, it still might. One never knows. Bryan told Shane that he wasn't there to just be a yes man, that he was there to help have valuable talent on the brand, and that made perfect sense. That's what a GM is supposed to do. And Shane basically went, alright, I see what you mean, but you can't blame me for wanting to fire their dumbasses because Owens beat the shit out of my father, Zayn prevented me from impaling Owens with my elbow, and the motherfuckers attacked the SmackDown team at Survivor Series, so I'm at least gonna punish them some more this week by banning Zayn from ringside when Owens faces Orton in the match that you made last week, and the match is gonna be a no DQ match. Makes sense to me. If I were him, I'd want to punish them both too. The New Day defeated Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. So if you, like me, thought that Benjamin and Gable would be booked to look like a credible threat to the Usos in the weeks to come, well, I guess we were fucking wrong, weren't we? Instead of getting something new and fresh, we might be going back to the rivalry that we literally just saw end not too long ago, and as good as the Usos and New Day are at what they do, I really don't want to see it again so damn soon, because we just saw it, and seeing it again only takes away the possibility of having them face off in the distant future. But I guess that's a side effect of having a weak tag team division, eh? Psh, I hope I'm wrong about this. The Bludgeon Bros made short work of the Hype Bros, and that was that. They keep their ball rolling, and it was obvious that they would, because it wouldn't have made sense for them to lose after they made short work of them last week, right? But, as badass as they looked, even with that shitty gear they're now wearing, their win took a backseat to Mojo Rawley betraying Zack Ryder as he was being interviewed in the ring by Charlie while yelling at him that the Hype Brothers were dead. And it's about goddamn time! They were jobbing nobodies during the very large majority of their time together, and I remember that they teased their breakup months ago, but it didn't happen then for whatever reason. And you just know, though, that Mojo's gonna be the one pushed. Even though Zack has been with the company since forever, he's got a better look, and he's a very fundamentally sound performer who can now be considered a veteran of the business since he's been doing this thing for so long. I have fuzzy memories of him and Hawkins as tag team champions like a decade ago on SmackDown. It's crazy to think about, but that aside, it'll be interesting to see what they do between the two, and let's just hope that it ends up being more than just the two of them having a singles match and then both men doing absolutely nothing as soon as that match is done. Jinder Mahal beat the living hell out of AJ Styles before his match against the Singh brothers started, and I giggled like a little girl because it made me think, oh wow, what an asshole! So well done, Jinder! Even though he's been hindered, he's still trying to find ways to get back at AJ for taking the title from him. But even in spite of the attack before the match, AJ still ended up winning by hitting both of the Singhs with a Styles Clash from the second turnbuckle, which looked pretty sick, I might add, and that just made Jinder even more furious to the point in which he hit both of them with his finisher out of anger. And since AJ won, we the fans got to go home happy. The crowd told Jinder that he still sucked, and it was all well and good. After this, you know what? I'm looking forward to the rematch for the title at Clash of Champions. After that match, wait, no, I think that's wrong. The Riot Squad cut a promo together about how badass they are, and Ruby and Morgan were alright, but Logan, oh Jesus Christ, that was bad. She might need to work on her mic skills a little bit, because I cringed at the whole game trophies thing that she said. It came across as so forced and fake, like she was trying to convince herself that she was bad enough to beat up women that hadn't done anything to her. But this is only their second main show, so you've gotta cut them some slack. And yours truly knows for a fact that both Riot and Logan can go, because I've watched them multiple times in NXT. But speaking of which, all three of those women showed some of the aggression that they couldn't fully convey in their interview in their match against Natalya, Naomi, and Charlotte, because they beat up Naomi so bad at ringside that she had to be carried out on a stretcher. And to be honest, I quite like that. Naomi's a great talent, but with the paper-thin character that she's always been given her since her glow gimmick started, I can't say I felt sorry for her. I was actually cheering Morgan and Logan the whole time, and since Natalya left Naomi and Charlotte high and dry, all three women ended up ganging up on Charlotte, and Riot hit her with her finisher kick, that looks kinda weak I might add, and they picked up the victory. And they looked damned good doing it, I'll say. Is it just me, or did they actually feel like a bigger deal than Absolution? Because they actually got shit done. They took out a woman that was recently SmackDown Women's Champion and defeated the current Women's Champion, and I don't know, it just felt like a bigger deal to me than what the women on Raw did. So good on them, because I definitely care to see what else they're gonna do in the weeks to come. The Ascension and Breezango had another little parody segment in which they parodied the Saw movies this time. At this point, it's pretty clear that whatever plan they might have had for this whole thing either went completely out the damned window or was never even there to begin with. But the bit was fine. I'll even go ahead and say that it tickled me. It was funny. And it keeps all four men on TV and on people's mind, so that's good, I guess, for what it's worth. Kevin Owens went over on Orton with a frog splash? Holy shit, what year are we in? How long has it been since we saw anyone win with that? Yeah, I know, that was a rhetorical question. I know that Rob Van Dam was only in the WWE a few years ago. Shut up, smartass. But either way, I was legitimately surprised when Owens picked up the victory. But he only won, of course, because his guardian angel Sami Zayn got involved in the match while Orton was kicking Owens' ass on the stage by hitting him repeatedly with a steel chair. Jeez, steel chairs have played a big role in the WWE lately, haven't they? It's pretty awesome, because if there's something that never gets old, it's seeing someone beat the fuck out of someone else with a chair. Ah, so satisfying. And even though Sami wasn't technically at ringside, like the commentators pointed out, you've gotta believe that more punishment might be heading his way since he got involved when the powers that be didn't want him to. And that was SmackDown this week. And you know what? I enjoyed it way more than Raw. The new women felt like a big deal. I'm definitely up for Corbin versus Roode for the US title, and the main event was great. Make sure you beat the shit out of that subscribe button with a chair before you go. But until then, this was 20 by 20, and I'll catch your ass down the road!